Hello, everyone. I'm Josh. I am the Green Knight with Green Knight Digital, and today I have some really freaking big news. So, if you haven't been following the news with all this COVID-19 stuff going on, uh, you would have missed the fact that there is a issue with everybody communicating over Zoom. Zoom was I would say, pretty big platform back in the day. I'd say a couple years ago, I was using it a lot. It was pretty, I would say, pretty big. But with this whole COVID thing, it has blown up because now everyone is teleworking. Everybody is start running their businesses virtually. Hardly anybody goes to an office anymore, at least right now, because everybody's social distancing. I don't mean to sound condescending. I have my own opinions and views of the whole thing, but the focus here is on what's going on with Zoom. Zoom just announced this morning. I was scrolling through my news feed and bam, I was hit with Zoom. So let me share my screen here because I am on Zoom right now. I jumped on Zoom to do this. I like Zoom. I always did. I knew it wasn't very secure. It was never secure back in the day. I knew that. Everybody I talked to knew that. But nobody was sharing links for Zoom over Facebook. So let's get in this. Zoom beefs up end-to-end encryption to thwart Zoom bombers. For those of you who don't understand what end-to-end encryption is, end-to-end encryption means Zoom does not have access to your calls. End-to-end encryption means it's encrypted from point A to point B. Nobody else has access but point A to point B. It's a very secure. Companies like Wire, Wickr, they've been doing this for a while. End-to-end encryption is just the standard pack of their setup, but it comes with some issues. End-to-end encryption is usually more difficult, more technical for people to understand, and Zoom's going to have that same thing. But I think they might be a little bit more user-friendly than Wire and Wickr are. I really like Wire and Wickr. They are zero knowledge providers, meaning they have no information. If the police come and say, oh, we want a recording of whatever, they can't provide them anything. This is where Zoom's going to come in handy, because Zoom's going to do the same thing. By the end of this month, they plan to implement full cryptographic draft architecture by May 22nd. So, but I personally saw May 30th, they're going to be forcing anybody that pays for Zoom access, which is, I'm included in there. I have a paid Zoom subscription. They're going to be forcing them to encrypt or be able to encrypt. It's not going to be 100% access. So unless you, from what I've read in this article from ThreatPost, unless you go in there and specifically make it end-to-end encrypted, it's not going to be automatically end-to-end encrypted. Wickr and Wire, automatic end-to-end encryption, no in between, which is really nice that you don't have to do more steps. But I get where Zoom's going, because there's going to be a lot of people that I would say still probably don't need that end-to-end encryption. But there's a lot of people, there's a lot of schools that do need this end-to-end encryption, because it's, how do I explain this? It's dangerous and puts you at risk for not having end-to-end encryption. Zoom bombers are a big thing. They have found it hilarious to go in and do the worst, most despicable things to Zoom meetings. And it's terrible. So I'm so excited that they're doing this, because Zoom is a lot less technical. Actually, personally, I don't feel like Wire or Wickr are very technical, but that's me, and I'm a very technical person, so I can't really speak for the general purpose. But apparently, Zoom, see where it says it here. Yeah. Let me read a quote here. The hope is that the move will help prevent the kinds of Zoom bombing and other attacks that have plagued the platform, as well as address privacy concerns about the platform sharing data with other companies. Yes. So, like I said, back in the day, a couple of years ago, Zoom, it was not private. It was kind of this known, oh, you don't use Zoom for privacy. You use Zoom just for some basic communication. Not really, or like if you're going to do a live thing, that's what you use Zoom for. You do not use Zoom for a private conversation. If you want a private conversation, get on the telephone, get on Wire, Wickr, something else. Zoom never really offered a private conversation because they said, and actually it's in here, they said they're encrypted, but only the transmission is encrypted. I'm not going to try to explain all that, but it wasn't real, because if you look here, as it has ramped up to 300 million subscribers during the pandemic, sparked work from home phenomenon, Zoom has suffered a legion of bad headlines from both fronts. For instance, Zoom's current state of encryption is at the heart of the class action lawsuit that alleges that Zoom only uses encryption for the transport link, thus allowing the service to still access data. So that means that their encryption maybe prevents somebody else from accessing it, but Zoom, the company, can still access it. A lot of people don't understand that when people say encryption, their encryption, I know Zoom's messing up, but their encryption is it's under HTTPS. Great for internet, but not great for communication encryption. It's just is what it is. And I get why somebody's suing them for it. It's completely logical, at least for a technical person that understands that. End-to-end encryption is where they have no knowledge. They'll become a zero knowledge provider on when you're end-to-end encrypted. So I've heard of Keybase. Zoom bought Keybase, allowing them to do the end-to-end encryption. Keybase basically works on if you haven't heard of Bitcoin, you're way behind the times, but there's a mathematical equation behind Bitcoin, like in the background, that not everybody understands. But let me see how to explain this. So basically, Keybase is an encryption platform Zoom purchased that use the Bitcoin cryptographic in a different way. I'm trying to dumb this down. I don't mean anybody listening to it some, but I understand people listening to this might not all be techie. But basically, it's a mathematical equation that makes it very difficult to get a hold of it. So they provide end-to-end encryption now, preventing people from not being intercepted or hacked. So it's a very interesting concept. Now, this is only going to be available with paid subscriptions, because I guarantee you this is costing Zoom a lot of money to do this end-to-end encryption. It's not cheap. It's not easy. They're going to have to bring a lot of new people in. They're going to have to do a lot of work to get this end-to-end encryption. They're probably hustling and everything else trying to get this going. All right. Users, this is very important. Users with the paid subscriptions will be able to opt into the feature, but there will be a trade-off in functionality. Opting in means that call-in by phone or for audio portion of for the audio portion of the call and cloud-based recording for Zoom sessions will both be disabled. All right, so you can't call in by the phone anymore with this. That's a very big security flaw. If I can call in your meeting, I can secretly record you, I can jump in there, there's a lot of stuff I can do as a hacker from that perspective. But if I can't call in, it minimizes the potential to interact. And end-to-end encryption is basically, I share my key with you, you share your key with me, and then we connect. Nobody else has access to those keys. Everything's encrypted. Anybody without those keys. So think about it like this. End-to-end encryption is basically, you have a key to a house. Only you have the key to this house. And then you give this other key to your friend, and only your friend has the key to this house. Y'all both can go into this house. Nobody else can access this house without a key. And with this key, now all your conversations are private. There's nobody else being able to access it. It's 100% foolproof. That's the only way I can explain, the simplest way I can explain end-to-end encryption. It's very important. And if you put this on the cloud, you lose the ability to do end-to-end encryption, straight up. If you want to record any of this, just record it at your computer. Oh, speaking of recording, a big thing I know somebody had asked about on a Facebook group I'm part of is the ability to record it. Now, excuse me, if you are, I don't see a feature, and I don't see them coming out with this feature, but there is still potential for people to record your screen. Just because maybe Zoom stops allowing anybody to record does not mean that it will happen. It won't happen. I can record my screen if I want to. I can record the whole conversation without having to record it through Zoom. So maybe Zoom will come out the option to stop all recordings except for the host. Maybe not. I don't know. So let's see here. What other important information? All right, they brought in ex-Facebook Cisco Alex Stamos. I don't know who he is, but he's an outside consultant. Honestly, you say ex-Facebook, and I'm interested just because I don't trust anybody from Facebook. So there's that. All right. So, I mean, I think that was basically it. They are hoping to stop the Zoom bombing attacks. Zoom, they did not realize how big their platform was going to go. They were a great company. People liked it. It did what it did. Nobody expected it to be encrypted. Nobody expected it to be a private conversation. It was just like having an open meeting or having a conversation on the side of on a sidewalk. Everybody knew that Zoom wasn't encrypted. Nobody cared until this COVID-19 pandemic happened. Everybody started caring. All right, a couple of things. I updated my Zoom this morning, and I noticed some interesting things. So as a paid subscriber, I don't know what it looks like as a free one, but you can look in here, you click on security, you can allow participants to screen share, chat, rename themselves, enable waiting room, lock meeting. You can lock the meeting. I did not see this feature a couple days ago. maybe they have added it and maybe I just haven't updated recently. But I really like that, to be able to lock the meet in so nobody else can join me. Maybe somebody nabbed my meeting key. Maybe I post. All right, that's another thing. I could go into a whole rabbit hole of how you need to better protect your Zoom. Better protect yourself on Zoom. There's a whole rabbit hole of stuff. I noticed a lot of interesting things that Zoom just came out with on their platform. When I was resetting my password this morning, there was a lot of stuff that I was just like, wow, they never did this before. And I'd only been on Zoom I haven't been on Zoom. I haven't been off the platform in a long time. So it was really interesting. It's changing. It's changing for the better. That's all there's to it. But it's changing and I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be really good. It might not be my standards of safety and security, but I think it will be a better standard of safety and security, especially for schools and other people that need this platform, because the other platforms are not as user friendly. That's all there's to it. I really like this so far. I use Zoom for anything that's not, it does not need to be confidential, in my opinion. It does not need to be super secure. And one thing I do like about this whole background thing, you can't see what's behind me really. I do like that. It does make some weird video though, but it is what it is. It's better than nothing. So if you're listening to this on the podcast, thanks for listening. If you're watching the video of this, thanks for watching. I'm not sure what platform I'm going to put this video on yet, because this is the first video I'm doing. So this is the first time you're going to see my face like this. But I think it's important. I'm sure you can potentially see my name. Yep, there it is. I don't know if you can see that in the recording of this. I don't know. Yeah, so thanks. Like, subscribe, whatever you do on wherever you are. I don't care. I like you to, but I'm not going to force you to. So I hope this has been informative. I'm debating whether or not to do a a whole Zoom, how to keep yourself safe and secure. If you want to see something like that, how to be safe and secure on Zoom, leave a comment, go over to my website that this will definitely be on, or my blog on my website, which is blog.greenknightdigital.com. This will be up there. It'll probably be big news from Zoom. That's probably what the title of this will be. So check it out. Leave a comment. Let me know if you want to see how to be more secure on Zoom. Some security tips, some privacy tips. Just let me know. All right. Thanks. Be safe. Have a good morning. And I will talk to you later.